It is day 10 of the 12 days of Bookmas. We have 2 days left, ladies and gentlemen, and on this 10th day of Bookmas, my true love gave to me 10 fictional boyfriends. Now, I'm not one that has like full-on crushes on fictional characters. I try not to fangirl, I try not to gush, but there are those male characters that just make you go all goopy inside, that still make you think, yeah, I could meet him in real life, he'd be cool. But yeah, I try not to over fangirl myself over these fictional characters, but there are a couple who are definitely my favorite. And I did manage to round up 10 of them. So at number 10 we have Sir Derek from An Uncertain Choice by Judy Hedlund. Sir Derek is that tall, dark, and handsome brooding knight who is put forth as a competitor for the hand of Lady Rosemary. This book was so cheesy, fluffy good. I loved it. And of course it has that moment where everything seems lost and all the danger is closing in, and then the handsome, dashing knight bursts in at the last minute and saves the fair lady. And I'm still a sucker for those stories, and I loved it. It was great. Sir Derek has all those features that Lady Rosemary loved. The fact that he tries to help the poor, he appreciates what she tries to do, and all those great qualities that not only make him a great love interest, but also make him a great friend for her. So really enjoyed him. And like, really, who doesn't love a knight in shining armor? I mean, let's be real. We all still love the whole knight in shining armor gig, right? Another knight in shining armor is Sir Alan of Ellsworth from Chivalrous by Diana Slyman. I enjoyed the fact that he was also very strong with his convictions and his beliefs, even if that meant that he could not marry the lady that he was falling for because she did not share his beliefs and his passion for what he believed in. So he was willing to sacrifice that for his convictions and his beliefs, which I thought was just awesome, to have that strong conviction in a character, as well as his drive to do what is right. But he was also a flawed character who did have his struggles and who truly struggled with not only temptation but the thought of doing what was right. And he also had this fight of following his own convictions, but also the expectations that were put on him, and whether or not he would to fall into those expectations or to actually go where he believed God was leading him. So I thought that was really cool. Also, tall, dark, and handsome knight in shining armor again. Am I right? Next is Daniel Cohen from The Prisoner of Night and Fog duology. I just loved reading about him. I liked that he was strong, he was intelligent. I think what I liked most about Daniel Cohen was his integrity throughout the series. He was a very strong character of conviction and integrity. He also becomes a friend and protector of Gretchen in a time where she didn't even realize she might need one. So I thought that was a very cool character, and mostly was his integrity. I love a character with good, strong integrity. At number 6 we have Galen from The Princess of the Midnight Ball. What I liked about Galen was the fact that he was intelligent. Intelligence is attractive as well. He's a man of conviction, a man with a work ethic, and also a guy with a brain on his shoulders. He wanted to do what was right. He wanted to save people, not for his own personal gain or because there was something for him to gain, but because he knew it was the right thing to do, and he felt like he needed to have it done. It wasn't even the fact that he was falling in love with the older sister that made him want to do it. He just knew that it needed to be done, and he found a way to do it by researching, using his brain, and trying to figure things out. So that's what I liked about him, is that he wasn't doing it for his own selfish gain or for anyone else's gain. He was just saving the princess's life because it needed to be done. Number 5, we have Mr. Tilney from Northanger Abbey, and I've already talked about Mr. Tilney. I love his sarcasm, I love his banter, I love that he's witty. He is also a man of integrity and conviction. I love the fact that not only is he a man of integrity, compassion, and conviction, but he is also a man with a great imagination and doesn't make fun of the young impressionable Catherine when she gets carried away with her own imagination and her love of Gothic literature. At number 4, we have Peeta Mellark. What more do I have to say? Go Team Peeta. Team Peeta. I loved Peeta. He was a stronghold and an anchor for Katniss in a very turmoil time in her life, or her life in general, and he loved her unconditionally. except for the fact when he was hijacked. But still, even toward the end, he knew that there was something that kept drawing him to Katniss. At number 3, we have Remco Brandt from The Choosing by Rochelle Decker. Remco Brandt is considered an unworthy person for joining into a choosing ceremony where men may choose a bride because he has a speech impediment. He has a stutter and a lisp, I think, and thus is making him unworthy or having no worth. So he is stuck in a soldier's regiment for the rest of his life, never being able to have that happy marital bliss and that chance of having a family. There's just something about him. He was sweet, he was strong, he is a flawed character, but he was just I can't remember enough about him, but there was just something about him I really enjoyed as a character, and you just found yourself rooting for him the entire time. At number 2 is that cheeky Captain Thorne from The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This guy is freaking hilarious. I found myself busting a gut at just a couple of his little lines that he would have in Winter as I was just reading Winter. Loved it. I love a good funny guy. I also love a good funny guy when he is a bad boy turned good hero. Everyone loves a rogue who's turned good that has a little bit of sass and cheekiness to him, and Captain Thorne had that in aces. And at number 1, we have Theron from Snow Like Ashes. Theron is the prince of one of the Rhythm Kingdoms, which I am blanking on at the moment, but his father is a total jerk. But Theron wants to be a strong leader for his kingdom. He is dashingly good looking at the way they describe him in the book. Also, he is super intelligent and loves to collect things that people find useless. He also has a favorite place to hang out, which happens to be the library. He loves books, he loves reading, and he loves hiding out in the library. I'm sold. Done. I said before, I don't crush on fictional characters. I crushed on Theron. I loved him. Like, I totally switched camps because I just fell in love with his character. He's a strong warrior with great intelligence who wants to be the best leader he can be for his people. He is dangerously good looking and loves books. Come on. So that's about as much of a gushy girly video you're gonna get about my fictional crushes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time. Merry Bookmas!